Hello everybody and welcome to the Sovereign Village Project. I want to talk today about everyone's favorite topic, which is septic systems. It is, though, an important conversation for those of us who are trying to build homesteads that are sustainable and regenerative. And in the broad category of people who want to be better stewards of the environment, a lot of people are aware of the problems in our waste disposal. We tend to, in municipal systems, we tend to take all of our waste and we run it through a treatment facility and then we flush it away into rivers and eventually the ocean. And that's really bad for our waterways, and it's really bad for our land because all of the nutrients go into our food. We take the food and we send it out through that system, which means that that land has not been repleted, and so then we have to replace that with chemical fertilizers, which have their own host of problems. And then those chemical fertilizers also then enter our waterways and our bodies. So nothing about that system is sustainable or good. So in the reaction to that, many people have gone to composting toilets and gray water systems. Both wonderful options. I myself have used composting toilets on my last homestead. It was a really good option for me at the time, and it's a very efficient return of your surplus to the land. You're taking that waste, composting it, and applying it directly back into your farm system. So it's very regenerative and very good, but it's very management heavy. If you have a large family, you have a lot of waste exiting that house, and that's a lot to carry out by hand or to manually deal with in any way. And so as I thought about this, I decided I wanted it to be more passive, and I thought about a septic system, and I really would posit that a septic system is a perfectly sustainable and regenerative option for this purpose. Because if it's treated right and you have the right bacteria in there and your drain field is designed correctly, all of the liquids are exiting the system and entering the landscape again. Yeah, eventually those solids accumulate, but I would estimate it'll be a decade before they actually accumulate enough for me to even worry about pumping this out. And so then I'm taking a tiny infinitesimal fraction of those nutrients out of the system. It's very small because most of that will also break down and become a liquid form, and it will exit the system. It'll go into this drain field. So all I need to do is take advantage of this greatly enriched soil that will occur as a result of the septic drain field. And so I'm going to be planting out white clover and high fescue and high protein grasses and basically animal feeds that don't have a deep taproot. So it'll basically be just a standard yard, but I will be running chicken tractors and rabbit tractors over it. So it's kind of a double processing to keep that waste so it gets recycled back into the system, but after going through many processes before it reaches your body. And then below that, at the wood line, we're going to be planting out nitrogen fixers and dynamic accumulators that will reach deeper into the soil, and they'll take advantage of all of that increased nutrition coming to them. And we'll take that, and also forage trees down there, and we'll take the forage trees and we'll put that into our animal systems. That would be like maple and willow and high protein trees. It's called tree hay. And then we'll take the branches of the nitrogen fixers that we plant and our dynamic accumulators. We'll take those branches and we'll take them to the top of the property and we'll make mulches out of them. So basically everything, the farm is up on the upper end of the property. All of that comes into our house, it exits into this system, and then we manually take it back into the beginning of the system as much as possible. And anything that our little system here doesn't catch, it'll just enter into this forest here, which is a much wilder zone. And we do take from that forest. We take deer, and we take game, we take mushrooms, we take fuel and timber. So we are extracting some nutrient content, some carbon, and basically we're taking the good stuff out of the forest. So we want to return some of it. So we don't mind if this is not a perfectly efficient system. It's still entering our system, and we're giving back to the forest what we're taking. So that's just a short video about septic systems, and that I think the concept of a septic system is not inherently bad, and I think it's a really good option in the permaculture framework, and it's certainly going to be a useful tool in producing more abundance on our land. Alright, well, I won't talk about septics for a while, I promise. In the meantime, everybody stay safe, be well, and happy homesteading.